Years ago, I had my own automotive repair shop. It was about like a two-bay garage. Wasn't nothing big or fancy or anything like that. But I was self-employed and I loved it. And I remember this one Friday, I had to work on one car. It was a 1969 Mercury Cougar. Everything was just wonderful shape of this car. It was white on white, shiny paint job, everything, white interior. But the only thing that was wrong with this car was the fuel gauge didn't work. It always showed E, but there was slam full of gas. So when this guy brought it to me, he said, listen, there's no gas in it. The fuel gauge is dead. So I remember lifting this car up, and I remember having to take that level sensor out the fuel tank, and it was on the bottom. And he said there was no fuel in it. So I got a 5-gallon bucket, and I started opening it up a little bit to catch a little bit of that fuel. And I realized that thing was slam full. So I wedged that piece back in there because my bucket wasn't big enough. So I set that bucket down, and as soon as I turned around, that piece came out, and all that fuel started just coming out of it. And I noticed that the pilot light was on the heater. So by the time I could run and cut that heater off, you just heard that sound. It was whoosh. And the next thing I know, there's a river of fire coming out of the back of this car. I've never seen these many flames before. And I remember I need to get the fire extinguisher because I need to put it out. So I walked to the opposite side of the shop where the door is, which was a horrible decision. But by the time I got there, that smoke with fuel, it was so black that you could not see anything. I couldn't see nowhere. It was thick. At the point, my eyes were watering. You was having trouble to breathe. You could feel your heart beat through your temple of your head. And I started panicking. I didn't know what to do. I become disoriented because it was so dark. And I just realized, I was like, I hope this isn't the way I'm going to die today. And the next thing I know, I just went down to my knees. I tried to get as low as possible. And when I did, you could see a layer of smoke above it and a little clearer area that I could see, and I could find how to get out. And I did, and I ran through part of the flames trying to get out of that building, and I made it. I finally made it. And one thing I learned from this whole experience is there's different sizes of fires. There's small, medium, and super size. At this point, this was a super size fire. And my suggestion is, when you have a fire that big, don't go back into the burning building.